Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Quan, one half of WithTheShitz podcast here. Thank y'all for tuning in to the YouTube channel as I'm dropping my first NBA with the Shits video today. As promised, I'll be coming to you with a weekly video on the NBA landscape as things play out and the playoffs are looming and the NBA season winds down. And we're also entering into the dreaded NBA play-in tournament. So I'll just be giving my overview and prognostication on how I think things will play out. So hopefully you guys tune in. Also, I'll be giving you my NBA Fanduel Pick of the day, my best plays in the NBA as sports betting becomes more pervasive now than ever. So we'll be able to find some areas that we can capitalize. So I'll give you my best picks and we can all make a little profit. So let's get right with the shits. So let's look at each conference and see where the standings are. As the number one seed in the Eastern Conference are my Philadelphia 76ers, which I did not see coming, which has been a pleasant surprise, as Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are actually seeming to gel. I believe that Joel Embiid is the actual MVP of the league this year. He's been dominating opposing centers, and he's propelled us to the number one seed. I don't know if he's going to get the MVP. Nikola Jokic from Denver seems like he is the favorite, and deservingly so. But Joel Embiid has got to be my MVP. And if you have another all-star on your team that cannot shoot the ball, you the real MVP, bro. In my Kevin Durant voice, you the real MVP. Ben Simmons has been in the league 4 years and has not been able to develop any semblance of a jump shot. So that is mystifying to me, but hey, he has no problem shooting a shot off the court with the Kardashians, so I don't know why he can't work on his shot on the court. In the playoffs, they're going to relegate him to his deficiency, which is shooting, and they're going to take away all his ancillary greatness. So it's going to be interesting to see how these playoffs play out. We're going to need Ben to really step up. But to me, he's a Swiss Army knife in a gunfight, pretty much. So he's not much of use. But hopefully my Sixers can pull it all together and make a long playoff run. Number two seed in the East, we got Brooklyn. We got the Brooklyn Nets, the latest super team, juggernaut super team, featuring Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. So we've seen many super teams built throughout the years, Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, but this super team has taken it to new levels, and they're gelling on all cylinders, and they've only played a total of 6 games, counted 6 games together, and they still propelled themselves to the number 2 seed in the East. So they're going to be a handful to deal with. They're going to be a tough out, and James Harden, I believe, is slated to come back to action tonight, so we'll talk about that later. But Kevin Durant has been doing Kevin Durant things, and Ramadan Kyrie has been dropping 30 a night, which is unfathomable for a guy dropping 30 on an empty stomach. I mean, I can't do shit on an empty stomach, yo. I don't know how he's doing it, but he should be commended for it. I'm pretty grumpy on an empty stomach, but that seems to be his persona anyway, so I guess it works out for him. Number 3, we got the Milwaukee Bucks. Insert yawn here. We pretty much know how that's going to play out in the playoffs. Giannis Antetokounmpo, whatever his name is, he does not have a jump shot yet either, similar to Ben Simmons. But I think they're going to also make him shoot the ball in the playoffs. So they're going to pack the paint, and we'll see if this year he'll be able to overcome that challenge of shooting and get the Milwaukee Bucks to the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's going to be intriguing. Number 4, we have the New York Knicks, the surprise of the NBA, the New York Knicks. Go, cue the music. Go New York, go New York, go. That's where it is right now. The fan base does deserve it. They're the most loyal fan base in sports, I believe. And they've overcome an incompetent owner who doesn't even treat his legends with respect, as we know. All of his antics and but the fan base has stayed loyal and dedicated. So I believe they deserve this spot. And the Knicks are a blue-collar team that they've been in the past. They play a gritty defense, and Julius Randle has been balling. And Derrick Rose, that's another thing. NBA, you got to stop blackballing your legends. Derrick Rose, Carmelo Anthony, they're all both playing prominent roles on their teams. And I'm glad to see them shining. And it's good to see Derrick Rose actually helping out his team, taking that bench role and playing that six-man role, and he's definitely been delivering. So I think the New York Knicks are going to make some noise in the playoffs. Number 5, we have the Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young, Ice Trae, as I like to call them. They're a nice, exciting, up-and-coming young team, and I believe they can make some noise in the playoffs. They're a little green right now, so just getting that playoff experience is going to help them to get that under their belt. And I think they're going to be a juggernaut in years to come. The number 6 seed, we do have the, who is it? We have the Miami Heat, who were the finalists in the Eastern Conference last year. They've taken a little tumble this year due to complications like COVID-19. Their team has been kind of shuffling and makeshifting their lineup. But Jimmy Butler is a staple of Miami, and as long as he's healthy, I believe that the Miami Heat could make some noise in the playoffs again this year and make a run. Let's see, the number 7 seed. Who do we have? Let's see. We have the Boston Celtics, who just lost Jaylen Brown for the season. And I don't believe Jason Tatum is really going to be able to make noise by himself. They also have a team. They have a mixture of veterans and young players, but Jason Tatum is still a young player in his own right, and I don't think he can shoulder the load for the Boston Celtics. I don't see how they're going to come out of the playoffs. Number 8, we have the Charlotte Hornets with my rookie of the year, LaMelo Ball. He's been surpassing the hype for me. I always thought he was the best out of the 3 Ball brothers, and he's been living up to the hype and exceeding it, in my opinion, with his phenomenal passing ability and his long-range shooting. I think he's only going to be getting better for years to come. So he's definitely with the shit certified. So I'm excited to see him play in the play-in tournament. Number 9, we have the Indiana Pacers. Nothing to talk about there. Pretty ho-hum. And number 10, we have the newly minted triple-double king, Russell Westbrook, and the Washington Wizards. That's pretty low for them. I think him and Bradley Beal are starting to gain that synergy that they need. So they're playing well, and they're thriving right now. And I think they're going to catapult and put a scare into somebody in the playoffs. So I wouldn't want to see them in the first round. So if they get in out of the play-in tournament into the playoffs, my Sixers might have to see them, and that puts a scare in me. Russell Westbrook is the hardest playing guy in the league, and he leaves it all out on the floor. So I definitely don't want to have to match that in the first round. But that wraps up the Eastern Conference, and we can segue over to the West. Well, we have the Utah Jazz, who have an array of shooters. They followed by a prolific scorer with Donovan Mitchell. So they can beat you in an array of ways, and hence why they're the number 1 seed. And they have a defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert, in the middle at center. So they're going to be a tough out no matter what. So Utah Jazz, definitely going to be looking forward in the playoffs to make some noise. Number 2, we have the Phoenix Suns with all-star scorer Devin Booker, young and upcoming stars as well. And also they have the point guard, the best leader in sports, Chris Paul. As everywhere he goes, he seems to win. Winning follows him. It's pretty infectious. So him teaming up with Devin Booker in the backcourt is going to make a formidable opponent in the playoffs. And I think the Phoenix Suns can make some noise as well. Number 3, we got the little brother, LA's basement team, the Los Angeles Clippers, with Kawhi Leonard as the all-pro superstar, and also everybody's favorite player, playoff P, pandemic P, way off P, Paul George. So we'll see if the Clippers can get it together this year. They got ousted last year by the Denver Nuggets. Surprise to everybody. We thought we were going to have a clash of the LA teams, but that didn't happen. So let's see if the Clippers can really put it together and make some noise in the playoffs this year. Number 4, we got the Denver Nuggets. As I mentioned previously, Nikola Jokic, who's the MVP frontrunner. They have lost Jamal Murray for the year, which really will cripple the team and their scoring ability from the outside. So I think it's going to be a lot to shoulder for Nikola Jokic. And I really don't see Denver making too much noise in the playoffs, unfortunately. But we'll see how things play out. Number 6, let's see. Sorry, number 5, we have the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic, who's another triple-double machine. He's another young, exciting, great player. I think he can also make some noise in the playoffs with the right matchup. But they've been kind of underachieving this year. Lack of defense, lack of big men. But it's going to be a lot for him to shoulder as well, similar to Nikola Jokic. But we'll see how things play out there. And number 6, we have the Portland Trailblazers and Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. And also, as I mentioned, Carmelo Anthony, who's coming off the bench and who's having a great season right now. And we'll see if the Blazers can play some defense, because that seems to be their deficiency, if they can put it together for 48 minutes throughout the playoffs. Number 7, surprisingly so, nobody ever expected this, but we have the Los Angeles Lakers. So they've been derailed by injuries to Anthony Davis and LeBron James. They starting to seem to get a little bit healthier now. Anthony Davis is starting to find his footing. And I believe if these two guys are healthy, the Lakers are still the best team in the league. If they can pull it all together right now, even if they have to play in the play-in tournament, I don't think seeding matters as much to the Lakers as it does to the other teams. So I think the Lakers, whoever they match up with, will still make it to the finals. I mean, it's LeBron James. His middle name should be Finals. So I really don't see a problem for the Lakers at number 7. Number 8, we got Chef Curry and the Warriors. Still without Klay Thompson, of course. But Chef Curry has been having a magical season, carrying that load for the team. I really think he'll be capable of doing it, but he's proven me wrong. He's doing the impossible. He's proven he's still the greatest shooter in NBA history. I didn't think he can surpass his 2016 season, but he seems to be doing that this year. So it's kind of crazy what he's doing. And I'm pretty excited to see how they play in the play-in tournament. If they can play their way into the playoffs, they will definitely put a scare in somebody. Number 9, we have the young and exciting Memphis Grizzlies, led by Ja Morant. He's another young, exciting player, similar to Trae Young. Still think they're a little green, a little more years to come, so they can get some experience in the play-in tournament, so that'll be good for them. But I don't really see them making any noise. Number 10, we got the old reliable San Antonio Spurs, who always seem to be in the mix. Again, I don't think they're going to do anything this year. They got a bunch of role players, I think, no superstars on that team. Greg Popovich just knows how to coach, and he's going to have his team pretty much in the mix every year. So here we go with the Spurs again. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see how things end up in this play-in tournament in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be coming to you with a video, as I mentioned, weekly, and we maybe even do 2 times a week, seeing how things play out. If anything exciting is happening, I'll definitely drop another video, so I can keep you updated on the latest in the NBA. And to end things off, I got my NBA Fanduel Pick of the Day, so I'll be giving you a little insight on what I think. And my picks of the day, I have first James Harden, who's coming back off an injury. He's been out for over a month with an injury to his hamstring. This is his first game back. but I do believe James Harden will be a factor, and he's been keeping himself in shape. He doesn't look like the Krispy Kreme eating James Harden that he was at the beginning of the season. So I think he is the play here. His assist total is at 7.5, which is pretty low for him. And even though he's coming back off an injury, I believe 7.5 is a pretty attainable number for somebody of James Harden's caliber. So I would take the over on the 7.5 assists for James Harden tonight for the Brooklyn Nets. Also, I will take Russell Westbrook for a triple-double. This guy, there's one thing's for sure, two things for certain. There's death, there's taxes, and there's Russell Westbrook with a triple-double. So I will definitely put my money on that anytime. I would think you guys want to join in on that action, as he just became the triple-double king with 182 triple-doubles. That's unheard of. So I would definitely look at the Russell Westbrook triple-double. And also, I'll be taking the Dallas Mavericks. I'll be laying the 9 points with Dallas. They're going to be desperate. They don't want to go into the play-in tournament, as the Lakers and the Portland Trailblazers are right on their heels. So I don't think they want to go into that play-in tournament. So I think playing a injury-riddled Pelicans team today, they'll be pretty up for the task. So I think Luka Doncic is going to come and bring that Luka magic. And 9 points is a lot of points, but I think they're going to be desperate, and they're going to lay it on the Pelicans pretty stiff. Pause. Number 10, the last pick, I have the over for Portland Trailblazers and the Utah Jazz. These two teams like to fill it up. They got a lot of scorers, a lot of shooters. Utah being the number one three-point shooting team in the league. Portland Trailblazers take the second most threes in the league. I think that's a magic elixir for an over. So there's going to be a lot of bombs by Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Bogdanovic, my boy off the bench, Jordan Clarkson. He's going to light it up. So I see a lot of points in that game tonight. So I will take the over 233. So those are my 4 picks and my 4 plays for the day. Remember, gamble only what you can afford. I'll leave y'all with that little disclaimer. So that's going to wrap up my segment for today. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully y'all tune in later in the week or next week when I drop the next video. But remember our moniker: stay hungry, stay humble, and stay with the shits. All right, we out.